What if I told you that Python is actually faster than Go? Kinda, in some cases. Everyone knows that Go has a very good raw performance, but Python outsmarts Go in many case scenarios. So it's a little bit complicated, but let's break it down. Number one, Go's raw performance. First, let's give credit where it's due. Go's raw performance is amazing. It is compiled, it's concurrent and lightning fast. Take this toy example of a Fibonacci sequence where we, with the just brute force, calculate the Fibonacci numbers. It's quite simple code and Go's speed is undeniable. It just cranks everything through and it gives you a result in a reasonable time. But sometimes raw power is not enough, and that is where Python's flexibility comes in the door. Number two, Python's secret weapon. Python doesn't have Go's raw speed, but it has something better: flexibility. And this is even more relevant when we're doing more complicated applications, which I will talk about a little bit later in the video. So bear in mind that this toy example is very representative of actually real-world applications. Python can very easily store expensive computations using the LRU cache. This is like having a shortcut because we don't have to recalculate everything else. So if we go through the Python example here, you can see that it's actually shorter than the Go example, and we even have caching with it by just having this decorator, the LRU cache, in the top of the function. And this actually means that it will calculate it even faster than the Go version. Even through Go is kind of like 50 or 100 times faster than Python. That is the power of caching. While Go is recalculating everything, Python simply just caches the result, and that's it. If we look at just the pure code, we can see that Python is only 7 lines, and that is with the LRU cache. The Go version is 11 lines, and it's without any caching. Now, let's say that we want to actually make a Go version that's even faster than the Python version. We will need to do caching. So we can do that by introducing a cache. We have to manually make that because Go is not so flexible as Python. So we have to introduce a cache, as you see here. We have to introduce mutexes, and we have to make sure that we don't manipulate something while other threads might go in and change it. Now we suddenly have a lot more code in just a very simple toy example here. And yes, it is faster, but is it actually worth that in the end? In Python, it was just one line to get caching for this function. So you really have to think about, is this worth it in Go? But do you know what's easy? To explain things to coworkers or doing code reviews. Just head over to videobagger.com and click record, and now you can start explaining with sharing your screen without any bullshit or anything else. There's no apps, there's no sign up, there's no nothing. You just click record. Number three, real-world applications. In real-world application, caching is often the difference between winning or losing. Take a web request, for example. A user visits a website. This is very slow in Python, but you can very easily cache the rendered HTML. The next time someone goes there, it will basically be instantly returned. This is especially useful for static or semi-static content such as blog posts or product pages. But it also shines with database connections because when you have to do a query that is very expensive, it is a very strain on the system, and it also is slow for the user. So caching those is a very good idea. And again, it's a lot easier to cache these things in Python than it is in Go. So when you avoid the database trips that can be very expensive, then you can get a performant website that is a lot faster than someone that has to go to the database. And because Python is so flexible, it's very easy to introduce caching. Also very easy to misuse it, but that's something you have to learn by experience. Number four, Go's strengths. Now let's talk about where Go truly shines, because it's not all negative. Go is inherently safer because of its strict typing and compiled nature that catches a lot of errors before you even go to production. And in my experience, it's very easy for Python code to become spaghetti code, where with Go, because it's very simple and easy to understand nature, you don't have a lot of flexibility. That makes it very easy to make good code. So I have seen even terrible developers make decent Go code. And this is especially important if you have a growing organization where you need to get new people on and you need to onboard them fast, and you need to make sure that everyone is not a bottleneck. So let's say someone gets sick and you have 2 people on the team, then you're a little bit in a problem. But if you have like 100 people and you have a Go code base, it's very easy for people to replace each other on the code. Go also excels in deployment because you don't have any dependency hell. I know a lot of people like to put it in Docker or Kubernetes, but with Go you can just compile it and just ship it wherever you want, and it just runs. There's nothing, it just runs, and there's no problems. It's really, really nice. And of course, sometimes you actually need raw performance and you can't be using caching. And in this case, I think that Go is a really, really good middle ground compared to something like C that might be faster, but it's also a lot more complicated to work with. Number 5, conclusion. So which one is better, Python or Go? Well, as always, it depends on the situation. So if you have a small team and you need to be very productive, I think that Python is, with its more flexibility, a lot better choice for most cases. But if you can't be doing caching and you need raw performance, you have a bigger team, like let's say 10 people that really needs to just be able to continuously ship without being a bottleneck for each other, then it might be better with Go. If you're still in doubt, I left my calendar in the bottom of this video and you can take a look at this and arrange a meeting with me. So let me know in the comment section. Are you team Python or team Go? And that's it for now. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next one.